What's up, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Physical Media Live. It's just a weekly news show where we talk about all the news in the world of physical media. Last week, we took a little bit of a break, kind of took a detour, and we had Matt, one of the original channel creators, back here with me. But today, we're back to talking about the news and just chatting with you guys. Got a comment from Mark's Movie Menu. He said, "Hey, I made it. I thought I was going to miss the live chat because I just spent the last 3 hours raking leaves, so I'm tired, but I'm here." Wow, you already got leaves falling where you are? I haven't had too many leaves fall yet. The leaves are just changing colors by me. And honestly, my new thing over the last few years is just I can't take raking anymore. I started mowing those leaves and just mulching them down, and yeah, makes it a lot easier on the back. The first few years I lived here, I was doing the whole bagging thing, and I couldn't take it. I literally would have I'd be raking, then 3 days later I'm on the couch like for just I can't move anymore, so I can't do it anymore. So I'm just mulching leaves now. So that's how the mowing's been going for me. So you're a brave man being out there for 3 hours. Although I have some vivid memories of listening to some podcasts about Airbud during some raking sessions, so I can't say it was a total waste. Leaves, laugh out. It was 85 today. Can't wait for cooler temps. Well, Scotty Guns, I know you're all the way down there in the southern part of the United States. For me up here, you know how it is on Long Island. Temps are starting. It was actually 70 today, but we're back down into the 50s starting tomorrow, and it looks like that's the trend we'll be hitting. So, which I like. I love this time of the year, that fall weather, that autumn weather, flannel season, hoodie weather, the whole thing. I turn into a basic white girl during this time of the year, getting pumpkin spice lot. Well, I get pumpkin cold brews, but me and my wife, we went to a place the other day that sells pumpkin spice lattes in a pumpkin. So it's the coolest thing. And if you guys remember Dairy Barns back in the day, that's basically what it was. Now it just sells these like really fancy espresso drinks, and she wanted to go there, and we did. Pretty cool. I mean, I gotta admit, tasted fresher than what you would get from like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. I really enjoyed it. I got a powdered donut latte, so they actually put like a powdered donut in there. It's an ice drink. It was really good. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Really enjoyed myself on that one. So this time of the year, it's the best. It's spooky season, so watching all the horror movies. That's why the Nightmare on Elm Street collection's been great for this time of the year. Let's get into some of the news. Obviously, you guys see the thumbnail, so when I made that, it wasn't confirmed yet, but we got it confirmed now. We are going to be getting Boogie Nights on 4K Blu-ray and 4K Steelbook on December 2nd. That pre-order, from what I can tell, is not really up yet. It's not up on Amazon. I heard some people were able to get it, but I just checked before I went live. It wasn't up yet, so it's still like the page is made, but it's not completely available yet. I'm hoping to get there on Groove for this one because if you do that, you'll get it probably a few days earlier, a little bit cheaper. But those steelbooks are going to sell out. 4K steelbook sold out just like that. eBay. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm hoping Groove doesn't have theirs up yet. I've been double checking all day. I got the money in my account. I'll double check right now again with you guys while we're here. Groove.com. All I got to do is type in the G, and I don't see anything for it yet. So, at least if it does sell out, I'll go to the standard edition way. But Amazon, if it's already gone, that sucks. I saw people have already pre-ordered, or like there was some like quick ones like on smaller sites, but like Orbit doesn't have it yet. I don't think Diabolics had it. Atomic, Groove, Amazon still got like their I heard some people were able to, but I heard that they also just shut it down quick, and that the standard edition's nowhere to be seen as well. So I assume the pre-orders aren't official yet. The thing is this is the standard edition, and I mean, they couldn't do better than that. Like, I get it. Like, it's a cool picture and all. Like, it's from the movie, but like, there's so many Boogie Nights has so many iconic characters, not just one iconic character. So it's weird to just pick one picture like this. It just makes it feels so lazy. Just classic Warner Brothers. So if you're gonna do this, you better have enough steelbooks available for everybody, because I mean, like, if I have to get the standard edition, I have to get the standard edition. All I really care about is that 4K disc sitting right there, as long as that's good. But the steelbook is just so much better than the standard edition, so I would really like that. And plus, for a lot of us, we've been waiting for Boogie Nights for a very long time to come to 4K Blu-ray. I said yesterday, if you guys saw yesterday's live show, I ranked all my Paul Thomas Anderson I ranked all Thomas. I ranked all of his movies from worst to first, and I had Boogie Nights at number one because that's my favorite of his films, and I know it's a lot of people's favorite of his films as well. So you really want to get the 4K steelbook if you can, but it's not like a huge deal if you don't. It is what it is if it works out. As long as that 4K disc is good. And from what I can tell, It's not going to be a Dolby Atmos track, and I'm hoping this isn't like a lazy Warner Brothers 4K Blu-ray release. I assume what they're trying to do here is capitalize on the one battle after another release. That name is riding high. People are going to recognize the Paul Thomas Anderson name, and this is a good time to sell the 4K Blu-ray. Now, we've been asking for this for a lot. No, he's not the most successful director financially. He's somebody who's loved by cinephiles, but he's not somebody who's made a lot of money for. I don't think he's ever had a film reach over $100 million. I think this will be One Battle After Another will be his first movie to ever cross over the $100 million mark. So I understand why all those movies have been released on Blu-ray except for Phantom Thread and Punch Drunk Love. I just want more of them. John, good evening, John. I've heard the Steelbook for Boogie Nights is already sold out. Is that true though? Like, I haven't even seen a listing on Groove yet for Boogie Nights. If it already sold out, that's absolutely insane. I haven't seen that confirmed anywhere, at least. At least because like you'd be able to get the standard edition. Like, yeah, Groove only is listing right now. They just their old Blu-ray for $11.99. I don't see the Steelbook yet or the standard edition 4K on Groove. Amazon, if I search it, I don't even see a link. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on yet with Boogie Nights. John, I failed to get Boogie Nights Steelbook. I did get Edward Scissorhands though. I got Edward Scissorhands too. If anyone could like tell me what's going on with Boogie Nights as far as on Amazon, I'm not seeing it at all. Like no listing at all for it, which is pretty strange. Like, and again, like this is just terrible marketing if it's already sold out because that's ridiculous. It's just going to the scalpers. Yeah, even when you search Boogie Nights 4K, like it doesn't pop up on here at all. Yeah, I wonder what would happen if you click on the link. There's nothing. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it just went up and went down. Because you would be able to get the standard edition. That's not going to sell out. It's not the most beloved film. I mean, we love it. Hello, buddy. Glad you can pop in here as well. Tough week. Yeah, I got Edward Scissorhands myself. Got really lucky because somebody told me while we were on the live stream yesterday that went up. Hopefully that there's more sites that are going to have it available. I don't know if Boogie Nights needed Dolby Atmos. A restored DTS HD 5.1 would be nice. I think they're just going to do reuse the same audio from what I can tell. I also don't know if it's going to have Dolby Vision. It's definitely going to have HDR10. It's going to look good on 4K Blu-ray. I'm just hoping that it's a great 4K Blu-ray. I just hope this isn't a lazy Warner Brothers release. That would really disappoint me. They got that in them. They got them, money grubby hands in that, unfortunately. I guess I got to see One Battle After Another in theater. I would recommend seeing an IMAX. The only problem is that it's not going to be an IMAX anymore because Tron Ares is coming in the theaters. Today was probably the last day you could have probably saw that in IMAX. Tron's going to be taking up all those premium theaters, and it was a great IMAX experience. The Boogie Nights went up on Amazon yesterday, but only lasted a few hours. See, that's just insane. Yeah, I saw it, but it said currently not available. I saw both the links, and I thought that's just because those were like placeholders for when it goes up, because you can't even get the standard edition now. To be honest, I might just get the standard. I like the real picture of Heather Graham. Yeah, I mean, listen, if I don't get as long as I can get the standard edition, that's all I care about. I missed the Steelbook on One Battle After Another. I'm getting the standard edition of that. Same thing happened with F1. It's just insane how these are going up and going out so fast. Like, you have to literally be on top of it. Like, I'm all day reloading Groove waiting for their stuff to go up, but if it just gets the standard edition, then that's got to be it. The Steel for purchase yesterday, but I was out at dinner with the family, sold out before I made it home. It's insane though that you got to like sit there like buy your phone now for a Steelbook. So now they're going to put Awakenings on 4K. Yep, that we got in the list of news as well. Just saw that, so we'll talk about that. At least it has a new bonus feature with the P.T. Anderson Q&A at American Cinematheque. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that they're doing new extras. It always feels like Paul Thomas Anderson should be somebody who is a fan of physical media. Like, you would think he is, right? But he hasn't been yet, which is like, he hasn't like been somebody out there like supporting it. Like, there's some directors like Guillermo del Toro who always is out there talking about physical media. I mean, he's got movies that come out on Netflix, but he still has to deal with the Criterion Collection. Most of his movies have been released on there. We're even getting a 4K upgrade for Nightmare Alley. So you would think PTA would be one of those guys. Buying the stereo is not a bad thing in my opinion. I don't want the entire market to become steals. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be disappointed if I can't get this. Like, if I get the standard edition, it is what it is. Like, as long as I can get the movie on 4K Blu-ray. Personally, that's all I care about. As long as that's not sold out and I can get it physically, it is what it is. You miss out on the Steelbook, that's fine, but I will not pay these, like, eBay prices. To me, that's just absolutely ridiculous. I was able to pre-order the standard 4K, good enough for me. How's everything going? Pretty good, buddy. Ben Rondo, our channel director. Thanks for being here, man. Actually, producer. I'm sorry. But Ben Rondo being here, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had the standard edition go up on any real sites yet. I mean, I'll check Atomic right now. If Atomic has it, I'll grab Atomic's version of it. Let's see. I don't see them having a pre-order up for that yet as well. They got Edward Scissorhands if anyone wants the UK edition. I see that. See what happens when I search Boogie Nights on here. It's really only gone up, I guess, on Amazon for that brief window because nothing else has it. Nothing else. So, like, that's the one crazy thing. Is it just going to be right now? It's just Amazon. It's got to be going to Groove because it's a Warner Brothers thing. So we'll have to wait and see, like, when they go up on there. Yeah, Ben. Let's see. So you got it all. You got the standard off for Amazon. So it must have just gone up real. I was wondering if Boogie Nights is censored. I don't think. So. It is a pretty. They at least that 4K steelbook. It looks a little bit out there, but I like it. If they go strictly steelbook for 4K releases, I'll probably be mostly done with collecting, which is really sad though. That would be really sad, buddy. I really hope that they don't go that way. I mean, they've already kind of with the Sony 4K releases, like with Edward Scissorhands, the way that they're handling that, like it's becoming, they've already groomed us to be the $40 market. That's it. Them and Disney right now, especially in the United States. The UK has been getting the standard edition, so we can actually like kind of look at like what that is about. Like they get the standard edition while we get only the steel books. They get both options. But if you order through websites like the Atomic Movie Store or even like the Movie Room, you can have those imported and get the standard editions. It's what I did with Rocky Horror Picture Show because I missed out on the steelbook of Weapons, which people are getting their Groove steelbooks. So what I did was I pre-ordered the UK standard edition of the Rocky Horror Picture Show with Weapons standard edition through Atomic. That way they'll just both come together and save me a little bit of money overall. But man, I really hope you don't get out of collecting. They're really starting. The last movie standing posted a video, but have no views yet. Yeah, have not viewed yet. Yeah, I really hope this isn't the new normal. We need to have it be a standard edition and a steelbook edition because the standard edition should be priced at like $20 to $25 in my opinion. Then the steelbook you can go to like 30 to 35. I get that you're paying a premium for the packaging, even though it's just aluminum, but they clearly put more effort in, like as you can see in areas like this. The steelbook, that's what they're promoting, but like they're promoting it so crazily, but not everybody can get it. That's what really bothers me. The people who actually want to buy this stuff aren't able to get it. Like that's not really fair. It shouldn't go to eBay. eBay shouldn't be the be all end all. People shouldn't have to pay the extra money to be getting stuff on steelbook. Like that's not fair. Like people who want the movie itself should be able to get it no problem. Like we need more cinephiles. It looks like a 70s Polaroid works. Yeah, like it's cool. I get what they're going for. I just think that they could even go with a prettier picture of her, but I guess I see it. I like the faded look to it. I wonder if it'll have a slip cover. I assume it will. Like F1, they kind of put it out like that too, and it didn't have a slip cover in it. But then eventually, when we all got it, it had a slip cover. I'll be fine with it. Like I just want Boogie Nights on 4K. I've been waiting years. I haven't picked it up on Blu-ray because I find that it doesn't really want to be the face of the movie. Well, he's kind of changed his views on the film and really all the movies he does in general. Like from what I understand is like he's become a born again Christian, and that's really his faith is kind of guiding him, and that's kind of guiding his film choices lately. That's why he hasn't been in like a mainstream. Like he lives in Vegas, he doesn't live in LA. So I think he's kind of ashamed of Boogie Nights, which is funny because if you guys remember back in the day, Burt Reynolds, like he was like the front runner for an Academy Award that year. Like, you know how they like to give out legacy Oscars now? Like that was it. People were so on board with his character from Boogie Nights, but he went on the talk shows and just trashed PTA, like his directing style. Like they just completely clashed and it didn't work. And he just like talked all this shit about him and it turned everybody off. So that he didn't get the Academy Award because of that. Pretty much, he cost himself the Academy Award because he couldn't shut his mouth. And now it's weird that like Mark Wahlberg kind of doesn't want to be involved because the movie's about the porn industry in the 1970s and the 1980s, how it kind of goes from like this kind of classier thing to like the the 80s like VHS trash. Like it's a rise and fall and redemption story. Boogie Nights is one of the best movies ever. Like it's a great one. I was on Amazon this morning. They had both editions listed, but the steelbook was listed as unavailable. The standard was available. I checked 2 hours and neither one was listed. So yeah, there's got to be like, there's no way that they're already completely sold out of Boogie Nights on 4K. I'll be so disappointed if that's true. It can't be possible. It had to be just like some people were able to get their pre-orders, and like I said, it's not even official. It hasn't been officially announced by Warner Brothers yet. Like that's what happened with the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Blu-rays. Like it was sold out, the Steelbook collection, before anyone had even announced it as being official, before the artwork was even official. Like they handled that so poorly. So many people wanted that, and now people are selling that on eBay, which is just ridiculous. Like I wanted the Steelbook collection because I wanted that because I love the franchise. People who love the movies should be able to get these in the best way that they want them. Like either way, as long as the standard edition is available, the steelbook is labeled a limited collector's edition. You could be fair. It's just like it shouldn't be like concert tickets now where scalpers are grabbing the, or like sneakers. Like it shouldn't be that. The movies already are having an issue as it is. Like we're already having an issue like trying to sell movies to people like in theaters. Like don't ruin physical media either. And unfortunately, people just greed always rises to the top. I hate it. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, he really did mess himself up, Burt Reynolds, and it's a shame because he's so good in the movie. He just couldn't shut his freaking mouth. Cost him an Academy Award. And, Burt Reynolds is one of our great actors. So, yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but we'll go to it again. Awakenings was announced today for a 4K Blu-ray release from Sony. I believe this was December as well. This is a 1990 Penny Marshall film starring Robert De Niro and Robin Williams. I've only seen this movie twice, actually, and one of those times was in a doctor's office, believe it or not. So this isn't one of the movies I'm most familiar with both actors. From what I remember, though, Robin Williams is a doctor and Robert De Niro is a patient, and he starts to have these awakenings and like comes out of like this entire like trance that he's in. So it's a Sony release, so it's going to look good. Looks like it's getting a standard edition, which is cool. Most of the pre-orders have been bought up by scalper bots. A lot with video games in 2020, 21. It's hitting movies hardcore right now. It's insane. And I'm like you, buddy. Like I'm not going to get out of collecting, but if it goes full steelbooks, I'll have to limit the amount of movies that I buy. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had to limit the amount of movies that you've had to buy as well, just because of the prices. Like I can't buy numerous $40 titles each month. I really wanted that Wes Anderson collection on 4K Blu-ray, but it came out at $400, then dropped to $350. And even next month, when it's in the Criterion Barnes & Noble 50% off sale, I don't know if I can justify paying that kind of money. Like my big purchase was the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Like I got bills to pay. I gotta to buy movies. Like that's second to like paying for my house or paying for my dogs and stuff like that. So you got to make the tough decisions. I would love to buy everything, but at these kinds of prices, you just can't do it. Like Lionsgate Limited, they come out with like 2 great releases each month. Frailty, like that was one that I couldn't pick up. I just couldn't like that. Same thing with like Night of the Living Dead. I had a pre-order in on that. I had to cancel it just because like I had to justify, was this worth the money or not? Oh my God, you saw a doctor's office? Yeah, right. Isn't that weird? They had that on at a doctor's office. Always thought that was strange. I don't know what they were thinking. You were both watching it. Can you do that for me? Yeah, it was in the waiting room, like for everybody to watch. I guess he was a big fan. I don't remember what the hell the reason was. Hello and thanks. What are your favorite serious Robin Williams performances? I guess the most serious of his Good Will Hunting. Like I know it's the easy answer, but and it won him his Academy Award. But that or the Fisher King. The Fisher King is probably I'm still gonna put Good Will Hunting. I'm sorry, like it might be the easy answer, but I'm gonna still put Good Will Hunting at number 1. Like those monologues are some of the greatest acting performances ever. Earned that Academy Award for Good Will Hunting 100%. I mean, Good Will Hunting is also a great movie. Like it really, that's one we don't have on 4K. At this point, I would say it's kind of underrated. I think some people kind of put it in that like 1990s, like these new writers and everything. But if you look at it like kind of now in 2025, it's a really good movie. Very underappreciated, I think, in today's world. But I'd still put that at number 1. Then put the Fisher King at number 2. Awakenings, like I said, I haven't really seen enough. Good Morning Vietnam is a great one as well. Dead Poet Society. How do you not put Dead Poet Society as up there as some of the best serious Robin Williams performances? I put that up there, up pretty high. But for me, I mean, he's got the in-between performances, like in Jumanji. Like, I love his performance in Jumanji. It might be a little sacrilege to say up against some of the other ones, but I always like that. Even I think that's some of his best. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Physical media isn't dead. It's just getting unaffordable to keep up with the releases they are finally delivering on. And that's a shame too, because they are getting really good. Like, the quality is actually becoming upper echelon. That's why, like, we need people to review and tell people, like, when they're putting out these really shit 4K Blu-ray releases. Like, I got a really bad feeling, guys, about December when Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can come to 4K Blu-ray. I like Paramount could be, they can give us something great or they can give us something terrible. They've given us some every year. They have the worst 4K Blu-ray releases. Luckily, Warner Brothers, for the most part, and Sony don't miss as far as the regular studios go. Like the boutique label studios, they don't usually miss. They've been great so far. What's up, buddy? I'm glad you can pop in here, Eli Cortez. Thank you so much, man. I limited my movies I buy as well. I am only buy movie if it's not going to stay on the shelf and unwatched. 100%, and that's also kind of how I do my movies in general. And like when I go in there and cleanse the collection, I like to call it, like every couple of months, you pull off movies, start to be honest with yourself. Are you going to rewatch the 4K Blu-ray? That's the thing. Are you going to rewatch the film? Like, obviously, like if you have all the director's films, you might go in there and decide, hey, I'm going to, just want all the director's films, even if you don't necessarily love them. Even like upgrading movies. Like, I've never upgraded Batman or Robin to 4K Blu-ray. I think the Blu-ray is enough. And you got to just be honest with yourself. Like, when you buy new 4K Blu-rays or even holding on the movies for space, like, you don't necessarily need to have every movie that's ever existed. At least that's my opinion. Everybody else has like different opinions on how they collect. For me, it's always been, am I going to rewatch the movie? That's how I choose to collect. I finally got the Tron 4K movies last week. Nice. I am still waiting for. Oh, you didn't even get Tron Legacy's 4K Steelbook yet? Ridiculous. Are you guys seeing Tron Ares? Like, I've heard the reviews aren't great, so I'm like, I have a very busy 4K. I have a lot of movies to review on 4K Blu-ray right now, so I'm like kind of concentrating on that. I want to finish up the Nightmare collection before Jacob's Ladder and Mission Impossible come out, so I might not be able to hit this weekend. Plus, Stacy also said that what was it? The Roofman wasn't very good. What was the movie? The new Channing Tatum movie. You said it wasn't great, so I was going to see either that or Tron this weekend. Don't forget to slash that like button and sub to the song. Thank you so much, Eli. I always appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Yeah, if you could like it, it really helps people. Robin Williams was Peter Pan. Yeah, he was. And people, you believe it or not, Hook is not somebody who is not a film that's beloved by everyone. That's a certain generation film. It's the same thing with Jumanji. People knock it, but I think to a certain generation, we like Hook's not one of my all-time favorites, but I feel like sometimes I have to defend Jumanji, and I have no problem doing it. Go bowling with Fred Flintstone or go to Las Vegas with George Jetson. I'm going to Las Vegas every time. I'm also a very bad bowler. When is Toys concert? What Toys concert, actually? Where is Juggle unaffordable? Yep, that's the problem. Toys coming to 4K. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna get Toys on 4K. We have a lot of Robin Williams. Actually, a lot of his greatest films haven't come to 4K, and Jumanji was a very early 4K Blu-ray release. A lot of his stuff, like I guess you can technically count Aladdin on 4K Blu-ray, but that's not really a big upgrade from 4K from Blu-ray to 4K as it is anyway. John Doe Juggalo. Yeah, yes, both are too true, right? It's just getting crazy, guys, out there for us 4K Blu-ray collectors. I don't blame anyone for not being able to upgrade. I want Luc Besson, but I can't justify the cost. Hoping Sony will release the titles separately. I hope so. Like, they've released a bunch of them, but it's crazy that some will be locked behind the collection, which they've done in the past, like the Columbia Classic collections. They do go on sale, so hopefully if it's expensive, eventually they drop in price. I was able to get all the Columbia Classics collections at a 50% off sale, except for Volume 1 and 2. I bought those at full price, but 3, 4, and 5 I bought last year on a 50% off sale. So Sony does put their stuff on sale eventually. But you also have to worry about, are they going to get standard releases down the line, like Night of the Living Dead and St. Elmo's Fire. I didn't pick up those 4K Steelbooks, but La Femme Nikita came out last year on 4K Steelbook, and those never got the regular standard 4K Blu-ray releases. So it makes you worried, do you want to grab these if you want them in your collection? So I guess you have to justify, are you going to rewatch them? Now La Femme Nikita will be in this collection as well. And The Fifth Element, the second sight release I think is better than the Sony release. If I from what I've heard, I have the second sight release, which is it second sight or Studio Canal? One of them. It's a beautiful 4K Blu-ray. But I know what you're saying, like it's a beautiful collection. It does look really nice. I like what the whole thing comes in, but it's like, can you justify that price? And it's the same thing with Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is one of my all-time favorite directors, but I already have most of his movies on Blu-ray, and like some of them that have been upgraded to 4K Blu-ray, like the Grand Budapest Hotel. Can I justify upgrading the whole thing? I can't, because like I've also gotten burned by Criterion from Blu-ray to 4K Blu-ray upgrades as it is. Are you taking part of the Prime Day deals days? There are some really good movies on sale. There are a lot, but that's kind of like I'm only really buying movies right now if I'm gonna review them here on the channel. So like I can concentrate my focus on that. So that's why because like new releases are really expensive, and I need to still like review 4K Blu-rays for the channel. So I don't get any like review copies. So it's all out of pocket. So I'm not so anyway I can save money, I do. So I don't really get to participate too much in sales, only like the Criterion sales, because like that's like kind of something I really wait for. But like standard Amazon sales going on right now, usually I actually have a lot of the movies. So I haven't really been getting them. So only like kind of only getting new releases at the moment, and like the ones that I really want, like not really getting as much as I used to, unfortunately. Just anyway I can save a little bit of money. Let's see what Stacy said. Stacy, who I love the comments. Many of them are serious and funny. Hard to say. Yeah, he's got a good mixture, I would say. Robin Williams, and Awakening is a good example of that. I'll defend you, Jumanji. I got your back on Hook. All right, see, at least some of us are out there. At least some of those 90 kids that still exist. They're 80s kids, remake Disturbia again. I don't know about that. What Ben Rondo say? Studio Canal. All right, so Studio Canal. All right, I wasn't sure if it was them or Second Sight. I have the 4K back there. Yeah, I would like more of the cast to do commentaries as well. Night of the Living Dead 4K 19 Steelbook are still sold out. They said they're reprinting more. That's what I've heard. But is there going to ever be a standard edition? Because it's still what, $40? That's a little bit it's a little hard to justify that. Creepshow Complete Series Blu-ray already 40% off on pre-order. That's pretty crazy as well. And that's another thing that happens a lot with, I guess, if it starts like with Arrow stuff, especially if you hold out like to like right before it goes like out there into the world, like 2 days before its release, you might be able to get it at a really low price, like the Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X 4K Blu-rays, which kind of hurts for like people who buy from Groove sometimes. What did Stacey? Do you want Brainstorm Evil 4K? Maybe. I wouldn't mind that. So yeah, as far as Awakening's coming to 4K Blu-ray, that is coming in December. That'll definitely probably be one I grab. Hopefully it gets a standard edition release. That's at least what we're hoping for right here. What else? This is something that's pretty cool. The Predator 5 movie collection, which is weird because this is coming out as the new Predator movies coming out in theaters, and we had a new animated Predator film earlier this year from the same what was it, Daniel Trachtenberg, so the same director who did Prey. It's weird that they wouldn't wait until after the sequel comes out in theaters, and then you do the 6 film collection. But this will be an upgrade for the previous 4 film collection, so now we'll throw Prey in there. And like I said, I already have Predator and Prey on 4K Blu-ray, and I have the rest on regular standard Blu-ray. So I don't necessarily think this is something that I'll be getting, but if people have been holding out and want the entire collection thus far on 4K Blu-ray, looks like we'll be getting that right here. What else? Coda. So we didn't get to talk about this last week, even though this was announced before last week's show. Is Coda, which is the best picture winner from, I believe, 2020, I want to say. So that's a movie. It's it's a crowd pleaser. It's an Apple film. So I'm curious I don't remember who's exactly doing this release, but it's pretty cool. I think Apple is doing the 4K Blu-ray release. That it's something. We should have all the best picture winners on 4K Blu-ray. Out of Africa's coming to 4K Blu-ray. The Coal Miner's Daughter just came to 4K Blu-ray. We got a Nora on 4K Blu-ray through the Criterion Collection. So if we can have all the best picture winners on 4K Blu-ray, that's always an A+ for all of us. And I don't think Coda's one of the best picture winners of all time, but it's a feel-good movie. So it's pretty cool that that's getting the physical media treatment. That's all we can really ask for. I was pretty happy about that. I thought I'd just talk about that pretty quickly because I think it's something I want to get. The true Predator sickos. Yeah, the people. Some people love Predators, man. I've never been a huge fan of that one. That's for sure. What does this say? One good cop. I actually don't have that, believe it or not. What else we got going on? Let's see. Let's go through some more news. So, also on the thumbnail, you guys probably saw Leprechaun, and apparently we're just getting Leprechaun on 4K Blu-ray, not the entire Leprechaun box set on 4K Blu-ray. Now, do people love Leprechaun? I've never really been a big fan of the film series. I've actually thought that was like kind of like bottom tier, like even lower than like Child's Play. Like really, like those movies are not great. Even the original Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston, never really thought that those were. I mean, like they go to the hood pretty quick, and I think they go back twice. So like they were pretty much like not taking these movies seriously at the very beginning, but the horror nuts do love these kinds of movies, and I'm sure they're really excited for Leprechaun. I'm just not. I can't say that I'm one of those people. I'll, maybe one day I got to rewatch all of them and like see maybe I'm wrong about it. I hear it's distribution services through Universal and Apple doing 4K. Okay, and Blu-ray. All right, that's pretty cool. So at least we're getting that. Thanks for that information, Ian. I appreciate that, man. I wasn't sure who was doing that release because Apple, like, they just did the Warner Brothers 4K Blu-ray release, and they, obviously it's more Warner Brothers, but because it's co-produced by them. But we still haven't gotten Killers of the Flower Moon on 4K Blu-ray, which was, co-produced by Paramount. So again, Paramount, then they're about to be merging with Skydance. So who the hell knows what's going to ever happen with that? We need a US 4K Blu-ray release of that. It's insane that we haven't. I don't know why we haven't gotten it yet. No, Back to the Hood. No, I guess Back to the Hood isn't worthy of a 4K Blu-ray collection. Who the hell knows? I have the Leprechaun 7 movie Blu-ray collection. That's honestly enough for me for the series for me. I couldn't even watch part 4 of my last watch. So, see, that's what I'm afraid of, Jeff. Is am I going to even want to watch the original one? It's always just felt like some of the lowest of the low. Like Seed of Chucky is one of the worst movies ever. The sequels to The Ring is some of the worst movies ever. But Leprechaun's also not that great. I don't even know how it's like I guess it's like kind of in the same vein of the Amityville horror movies. Like those got so many Blu-ray releases. Some people love those. The Hellraisers, there's so many sequels, but it's like the original Hellraiser movies, at least the first two, I think most people would consider them classics. And then it kind of goes off the rails from there. Leprechaun was the first film ever on the rails. I mean, again, they end up in the hood pretty quick. Like they just like jump the shark immediately. But I guess like when the whole series is like revolving around a Leprechaun, like I don't know. It's tough to say if it's even worthy of a 4K Blu-ray release. Some people will say yes. I don't know if I could say for sure if I'm somebody who's interested in it. But hey, if you are, eat your heart out on it. I can't say it's something that I'll be into at the very beginning, at least. Okay, let's see what else. This was one I wanted to show you guys. I thought this Disney 62 film classic animation collection is pretty cool, even though it's going to only be on Blu-ray, which again, I don't know who this is appealing to. I guess this is only going to be appealing to like the big time Disney heads, the huge physical media collectors out there. Anytime they put out like these big box sets that cost a ton of money, I always ask like, who is this for? It's not necessarily for like the regular physical media people because for a lot of us, we already have these on Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray, and we can't justify going out and picking this up. But it's pretty cool. Like, it's a nice looking set. Like, I can't sit here and lie. Like, that's the full list that we're getting. I can't sit here and say that, like, it's not a cool looking thing. If I had, like, expendable money like that, sure, I would love to go out and grab this. But I don't think I could. Favorite 3 board games. Where is that question right there? Sorry. I always thought Sorry was great. Monopoly, it's a classic. I mean, who doesn't love flipping that board at the end? And Trouble? I don't know. Not a real big board game guy, actually, believe it or not. Every once and again. You have the Robin Hood animated. That's awesome. Let's see what Ian says. I like that Disney box sets for people that want the full Disney Animation Studio catalog. See, that's a good way to look at it too. But like if you have those movies already, do you pick this up or do you just like, or you're like somebody who takes a pass on it? Like, I feel like if you're somebody who's just getting into collecting, these box sets are like for those kinds of people because you know what? You get them all in one pop. You're saving money that way. That's for sure. If you're going to be grabbing this, but I can't justify it. Like for me, I have a lot of these 62 films. Like, yeah, I don't have like Fantasia or like 101 Dalmatians yet, but eventually. And Disney's stingy as far as getting them. It get a little pricey. Is Connect Four a board game? Oh, Candyland. How did I forget fucking Candyland? Connect Four is a great one as well. If you guys have ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia, there's a great game in there, like a great joke about Connect Four, where the guy's like, I don't know, Connect Four is a little difficult. You know, he's like, a lot of count. He's like, you just count to four once and then you win. Like, that's the whole thing. I always love that joke. Rico Gomez. You think maybe Disney has all these Blu-rays just sitting in a warehouse and they just print up a fancy box and get them all sold in a collection? Yeah, I mean, that's possible too. I don't know what exactly their mindset is on this. What Blu-ray I assume it's like the Blu-ray versions that came out before the recent 4K Blu-ray releases, which are all fine, which is why I didn't upgrade a lot of my Blu-rays to 4K Blu-rays. It could be like that. That could be the reasoning. It's just also like, when Disney wants to, they can put out a beautiful box set. That's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that like it's not something that's ugly. What up, John? Definitely, I want Lep on 4K. I knew you would. I knew you would be into that, Jose. That's something that's definitely up your alley. When I stopped being a completionist, I started enjoying collecting it. I rather have more films I love over a franchise with a lot of crappy movies. That's kind of the way I look at it too. I don't feel like I need to have everything on 4K Blu-ray because like then you kind of feel like you're wasting it if you just get the 4K Blu-ray, put it on your shelf, and you're never gonna watch it. Like, I mean, I get that part of the fun for a lot of people is to just walk up to their shelf and pull it off. But for me, the biggest thing is always going to be the movie. Like, I'm a film fan first before I'm a physical media fan. Like, for me, the movie has to be good. If the movie's dog shit, I don't really want it in my collection because I'm never going to rewatch the movie. So as long as like the movie on physical media is a movie that I love, of course, that's why I want the best treatment for all of my favorite films. Selfishly, of course, like, we all have our favorite films. We all want them on physical media and we all want it to be, in the best condition. But of course, we're all fans of some movies where you go, I get why that doesn't get the premium treatment. And that's kind of what Boogie Nights, unfortunately, like all his movies are really for cinephiles. Like, even Robert Altman, like that's a cinephiles kind of director. That's not a director that's going to appeal to the four quadrants. That's not somebody who's going to appeal to the world. We wish, and, as physical media collectors, we kind of wish, but the way Warner Brothers looks at Boogie Nights is essentially like, oh, one battle after another is in theaters. We can promote this kind of way. We can cross promote with one battle after another. People got the name in their mind. We can sell the 4K Blu-ray that way. And like you said, Mark Wahlberg isn't necessarily selling the 4K Blu-ray as well because he's kind of somebody who's not even talking about Boogie Nights anymore. It's like almost ashamed to be in it, which is absolutely crazy because it's his most famous film, I would say. I mean, it's probably his best performance. I mean, I guess not most famous film. I would say best performance. He's in the politics. He's in so many movies that have made a lot of money. He just gives such a world-class performance at such a young age, too. Like, he was only in his first film, Basketball Diaries, in 1996, so like 2 years before that. And he's already got the starring role in Boogie Nights, and he's great as this naive kid. Is it okay that let's see. What did you say, Stacey? I am sorry. Let me bring up your comment. Is it okay? I want righteous 4K with integral special features. Of course, if that's what you want, why not? Whatever you like. If as long as you want a physical media, hey, why not? And you know what? Let's check Blu-ray.com because I think that we covered most of the stuff that's like been announced since we talked. It has actually been a little bit slow on physical media, so we'll remove this and we'll put this on the main stage right here. We'll look at Blu-ray.com and let's look at the calendar. As you guys can see, obviously, Edward says, oh, Young Guns is only $12.68 right now. That's a smoking deal. Oh, I'm going to actually probably grab this for $12. That's amazing. Akira on 4K Blu-ray. I have the Blu-ray. Why not? I should probably grab that on 4K. That's not a bad idea at all. But let's go to 4K movies. We'll look at the I hit the wrong thing because I'm an idiot. We'll look at the release calendar. Go over to October. We'll start there. What's up? Oh, Frank's here. What's up, buddy? Glad you could pop in here, Frank. Hope you're doing well, man. Akira in 4K is great. So you're saying to grab that then, Ian. Okay, yeah, I have Akira on Blu-ray. I haven't justified the 4K, but $12. It's $12. I mean, I can justify a $12 4K any day of the week, especially for a movie like that. Is a good transfer on 4K. It is. I have that 4K steelbook actually. That doesn't look like that looks like the standard edition with the slipcover that's on sale for $12 though. So let's see what else. Let's go over here. We'll keep on going, keep on rolling, baby. So October, November, I mean, so that's what we're in right now for November. We'll go through this a little bit. We got The Breakfast Club and The Kill and Hard Boiled. I actually pre-ordered both of these on 4K Blu-ray. We talked about Coda and The Naked Gun. This is getting another 4K Blu-ray release. The Howlings 4K Steelbook is just absolutely ridiculous, but hey, why not? Cheech and Chong's last movie on 4K. That's pretty funny. Vampires 4K Steelbook. I got to actually grab that on 4K. I got to complete my collection for them. Let's see what Mark said. Do you think we'll see Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair on 4K soon? So what's interesting about that, I already told my wife we're doing it. I said, I'm not taking no for an answer on this one. I live on Long Island. We're going into the city and we're seeing The Whole Bloody Affair in 70 millimeter at the Liberty AMC theater. I'm not missing out on this because it's only been in LA. So now they're finally doing this with a new 7-minute animated feature. Quentin Tarantino's my favorite director. I'm not missing that in 70 millimeter. So that should lead to, I would think, a 4K Blu-ray release for The Whole Bloody Affair, which I would love to grab. So hopefully that is coming, Mark. I hope at least. What's up, Frank? Yeah. What should RDJ and PD? That would be a good team up, actually. Vampire's really good 4K, by the way. You will like it. So okay, I know I have to. That's a director where I don't love all of John Carpenter's films, like Ghosts of Mars, like the Ward and Ghosts of Mars. I don't necessarily need those on 4K Blu-ray, but I would like to be a slight completionist when it comes to John Carpenter. One click until the new year. James Woods is great. I should pick up Salvador. James Woods is always a great performer. Never have a problem with his performance. And he's so great as a sleazeball in Casino. So one of my all-time holy grails is I can't wait for this on 4K Blu-ray. The Mask is coming on November 11th. So that's coming pretty soon. A Reanimator. This is like more of a standard edition that you can pre-order on Amazon for $38. That's pretty freaking awesome. I already pre-ordered this through Groove. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest 4K Steelbook. Can't wait for that. Its standard edition is right here. The Steelbook for that was actually pretty easy to get, which makes me a little concerned. Are people not excited for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Haven't been able to pre-order yet. House Party on 4K Blu-ray. Waiting for that to see if it's in the Criterion 50% off Barnes and Noble sale. And, if it's not, then I will just end up pulling the trigger on that. It should be, though. I can't wait for that. That's definitely one I'll be grabbing. Spotlight's getting a 4K Blu-ray release together. I haven't seen yet. Frank said that was really good. I have to check that one out on 4K Blu-ray at some point. Let's see. Rico Gomez said, Kill Bill 4K have been on sale a lot the last few months. So that means that spec is it coming? Yeah, we could speculate. I think it probably will come if I had to guess. I can't wait to see Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair in December. I think it's supposed to be a definitive cut that adds a new, 7-minute animated sequence in Kill Bill Volume 2. I cannot wait. That's like something I'd be devastated to miss out on is the 70 millimeter release because I've never seen The Whole Bloody Affair. Only heard about it because I live in New York, and for it to finally be released in theaters worldwide, I won't miss it. Like, I have to find a way to see it. Like, that's something as a film fan that's special I think for all of us. I haven't seen One Over the Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest in so many years. I remember being kind of depressed. I mean, it's a downer, that's for sure. That's one you watch and you need to pick me up after that. There's no doubt about that one. I want that House Party, hoping for the November sale. Yeah, fingers crossed on that. That way we can get it for like $25, which would be fucking awesome, honestly. So hopefully we get that. There's Downton Abbey. I don't know if people are fans of Downton Abbey, but that's right there. That nice Scarface release is also there. I already have it on 4K. Spinal Tap 2, that's pretty awesome. Hymns 4K Blu-ray and Steelbook is coming out. Five Nights at Freddy's. No, there's a lot of fans of Five Nights at Freddy's. Found that out. A Better Tomorrow trilogy on 4K Blu-ray for people who want to grab that. Airport coming to 4K. That whole complete collection. Red Planet on 4K coming out. That's awesome. Paul, these are all November 18th. Howard's End. This is the Casino 4K Steelbook re-release, with the new Steelbook artwork. Dark City has a standard edition. Pulp Fiction's getting a 4K Steelbook re-release. So November 18th, pretty good day for that week. It looks like nothing that really like tickles my fancy, at least for that week. I'll probably take a pass on it. Let's see, continuing on down. And November 25th, one of the big ones, Eyes Wide Shut. Absolutely. Again, another one I haven't bought yet, waiting for that sale to see if it's in the 50% off sale. Well, I'm actually a fan of Ted Lasso. I'm glad it's getting a 4K since I haven't watched the Apple TV Plus. Oh yeah, I really like Ted Lasso as well. I'm glad that's getting a physical media release. More TV shows on physical media is never a bad thing. I think we need more of them. Definitely something I'm lagging behind in my own personal collection is TV shows. I've been trying. I know that's one thing that John Doe Juggalo, he concentrates on is collecting TV shows. And I have some of my favorite shows. Like I have that 70s show. I grabbed that on Blu-ray last year. Twin Peaks. I have never grabbed the X-Files, one of my all-time favorites on physical media. That's one of it's a biggie, it's a pricey collection. Pride and Prejudice should look gorgeous. I believe I have that on 4K Blu-ray actually in one of the Columbia Classics collections. And I think this one might be getting an upgrade. I could be wrong. But yeah, I have that on 4K Blu-ray already. Whoops, scroll up like a moron. The Conjuring: The Last Rites 4K. That looks don't love the artwork on that. Scrolling on down, I keep thinking this is going to be De Palma Sisters, but it's not, unfortunately. I would love De Palma Sisters on 4K Blu-ray. I've heard rumors actually about that coming. What else we got? Ruby, Abbott and Costello. Never can complain about Abbott and Costello coming to 4K Blu-ray. The Boys Next Door. It looks like so November. You know what? We can save a little bit of money into November because October is going to kill us, guys. Let's see. If I had to look at Keira Knightley for 2 hours, then I will be fine. No, I think it will be all right. I wouldn't complain either. Grab that Miami Vice TV show on 4K that is coming. Oh, absolutely. That I should grab. Miami Vice is actually one of my favorite 80s shows. I will definitely be grabbing that on 4K Blu-ray, no doubt about it. Love Miami Vice. Really like the 2006 film. Don't know where that 4K Blu-ray is. Who the hell knows? What were the disclosed features? Got to look at what the special features are. Actually, don't know them off the top of my head, but I got to double check them and see. Let's see what else. I definitely have to grab Miami Vice, though. You're 100% right about that, Rico. So let's check December. See what we got. So early December. I already pre-ordered yesterday. I pre-ordered The Killer on 4K Blu-ray. I had to grab that. John Woo's The Killer, one of the all-time great action films. So, I'm pre-ordering it through Shout. You do pay a little bit extra, but you do get it a little bit earlier, and you can use Shop Pay. So that's what I did for Hard Boiled and The Killer. Wanted. This is a re-release 4K Steelbook. I actually like that Steelbook. His Girl Friday. That's a Criterion 4K Blu-ray release. I already have the Columbia Classics version of that as well, so I won't be grabbing that, even though I already have it. Even though I would like to have the Criterion version, just to have the Criterion version. Dawn of the Dead's 4K Steelbook. That's pretty cool. Looks nice, but again, it's a real re-release. Wild Style on 4K. I know people are excited about that. People Under the Stairs 4K Steelbook re-release as well, and Sword and Sorcerer on 4K as well. Miami shit. How dare you say that with Shamrock? You just pop in here and you want to try and taint the legacy of Miami Vice. I won't have that kind of slander in the chat. Absolutely not. Phil Collins appeared, and so did Bruce Willis in an episode of Miami Vice, and some of the greatest needle drops of all time. I'm surprised you didn't wait for The Killer from Arrow. No, because you know what? I like Shout's releases of this, and I just figured, hell, why not? I'll get them like that. And plus, again, Shop pays. It's enough to entice me sometimes. Save a little bit of money that way. Yeah, you're laughing now, David. But after you want to talk all that shit about fucking Miami Vice, I don't know. I can't have it. We continue on. Like I told you guys, I'm very worried about Catch Me If You Can and Minority Report. A lot of us have been waiting a long time for these 4K Blu-ray releases, and they're getting 4K Steelbook releases, and there it is as well, guys, right there. Airplane getting a 4K Blu-ray release on its own like I wanted, not in that Zaz collection. So I'll be able to finally get that on 4K Blu-ray on its own. Thank God, because I really need to have Airplane in my 4K Blu-ray collection. And it's funny because Airplane's always been a December film for me, mainly because about 10 years ago, I have a really great memory of my wife went out. Funny, great Christmas memory. My wife wasn't around. She went to a concert, which is something I don't necessarily really enjoy doing. Some shitty, I don't even remember who the shitty artist was she went and saw. It doesn't matter. But I was home alone, wrapping Christmas presents, Christmas, trees on, and I was watching Airplane and drinking Jim Beam, and I was just getting a real kick out of it. It was a great night, and all by myself. So who says you need family for Christmas? Because I had a fucking blast. Oh, I thought you meant the movie. No. Oh, the movie's great too. I like both the movie and the show, David. I don't just mean the movie. I like them both. I like the 2006 movie as well. Michael Mann did them both, and he did great on them. Even though Colin Farrell was so drunk he doesn't remember even doing the movie, which is insane. How do you not remember doing a movie? And it's not like what's his name not remembering doing Stand By Me. So already three great releases that I want on December 9th. Catch Me If You Can, Minority Report, and Airplane. But when you go on Anaconda, I know people are excited about that. Not me, though. The Gray on 4K, I'm excited about. That's one I'll definitely be grabbing. The Gray is a great movie. If you've never seen The Gray, underrated. And there's, of course, where we see Boogie Nights, like we talked about earlier. So 4K and 4K Steelbook. So hopefully everyone's able to get that, like we talked about at the beginning. Reddit getting a 4K Steelbook release. December 16th, obviously, the big one for a lot of us is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but some people are really excited, I'm sure, about Pee-wee's Big Adventure on 4K Blu-ray. And then Leaving Las Vegas. That is a depressing movie. It can't really justify that a rewatch on that one. If you've seen it, I think once is enough. Nicolas Cage performance is awesome, but that's a tough watch. I Googled Anaconda to look at their eyes. That's not a snake eye. No, Anaconda is a very bad movie, in my opinion. People love it, though. I agree about the Gray. It got better for me with time. Love the final line of the movie. Yeah, the Gray is a fantastic. The problem with the Gray is it was just coming out in that era where Liam Neeson was like putting out like an action movie every single year, kind of like Jason Statham does now. And people just saw that as another one of his like action star vehicles, and they kind of wrote it off like nonstop. And it's a shame because The Gray is actually a very good, intense thriller, like a lot darker and a lot more serious than those kinds of movies. And Liam Neeson is great in it, so The Gray is very underrated. So I'm very excited that that's getting a 4K Blu-ray release, and hopefully people who kind of wrote it off do pick up and actually check that one out. American Utopia, we talked about that. David Byrne's American Utopia, that's coming out. That's like the 2020 Spike Lee directed concert films. David Byrne's the lead singer of the Talking Heads. Stop Making Sense came out in the 1980s, one of the greatest concert films of all time that has an A24 4K Blu-ray release. I saw the 4K re-release in Dolby Theaters, was it 2 years ago now? My God, that was a great experience. Cloud Atlas is getting a 4K Blu-ray release for people who like that. Tales from the Dark Side, I believe that's a 4K re-release. So that wraps us up for December, and nothing's been announced. Oh, well, it says some stuff's been announced for December, January. Actually saw these at Lionheart on 4K Blu-ray. Jean-Claude Van Damme knockoff on 4K. Never enough Jean-Claude Van Damme films on 4K. You guys know what I'm saying? Where did Mozart's go? I blind bought Rabbit. If it sucks, then I lost. I'm hoping you're okay with that. Never saw it, so I hope you don't get burned on that one, buddy. I've always, I've got some blind buys get me. I've gone both ways on it, but usually I'm not too disappointed. Do you like Rebecca De Marais' Feds? I don't think I've ever seen that, if I'm being 100% honest. Let's see what else you ask. Some of the stuff I haven't seen in Snake Eyes 4K immediately. So. Yeah, that's actually kind of it as far as the list and news goes. Kind of a slow news week this week. So if you guys have any other quick questions before I get out of here, start making dinner. Because tonight, I thought Rabbit was okay. I watched it during the pandemic and felt timely. Okay, so, kind of worth it. I'm going to be watching Silverado on 4K Blu-ray tonight. I got that 4K Steelbook. I'm a big Western guy, so that's an 80s Western directed by, what's his name? Lawrence Kasdan. I think that's the first movie he did after The Big Chill. I know that Kevin Kline comes back. I love that movie. Kevin Kline, Kevin Costner, Danny Glover. It's just a fantastic film. I can't wait. And I've heard really good things about the Silverado 4K Blu-ray. I'm talking like best of the year kind of stuff. So I can't wait to check that one out. Ben Ronda, I just bought Late Night with the Devil. I heard it was a good thriller. Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen that, Ben, you're going to absolutely love Late Night with the Devil. It's a fantastic film. I really enjoyed that. Mozart's Girls. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, Ian's a great guy, by the way. Favorite dinner scenes. Off the top of my head, I'm actually really bad at picking out favorite scenes. I was just looking at movies. I got F1 in the mail today. Gonna check it out. Great 4K Blu-ray overall. I was a little bit disappointed if you saw my review in the fact that they didn't have the IMAX enhanced scenes. And to make up the same freaking excuse about why is because they want to save it for the theatrical experience, keep that exclusive. Meanwhile, Warner Brothers is the same studio that put out Sinners, which is one of the best studio releases this year because they included the IMAX scenes. It's just a ridiculous excuse. But F1 is such a well-made movie. It's the Atmos track is amazing. You're still gonna absolutely love it. If you've never seen the movie, it's it's a little formulaic, but it's still a lot of fun. You're gonna enjoy Silverado's 4K. Yeah, Rico's the one who told me that it's a great 4K Blu-ray. So can't wait to check out that Steelbook release because I have really enjoyed Beetlejuice been out of boat dinner scene. That's a great dinner. That actually might be my favorite because I love that. That's one of my favorite like musical scenes in film history, just because like you think about how hard that scene is. Like they have to like act like completely surprised while still dancing. They still have to do the dance moves and act like they're surprised by everything that's going on. So great acting by everybody in that scene. I mean, Catherine O'Hara is amazing. Me too. I got it from the mail today. It's gonna have to wait until after Halloween. Fair enough. Like, I had to like plug in like some of these movies because the reviews are timely. Like I'll get Silverado's 4K review out by Saturday, but I'm working on the Nightmares as well. So there's a lot coming. Next week, Jacob's Ladder and what else is Mission Impossible? Got to make time for both of those next week. Then the following week, Altered States, the X trilogy. Eddington is coming to 4K Blu-ray. Still waiting on Weapons and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. In A History of Violence is coming to 4K Blu-ray. Might have to wait to watch that one until after and do the review in November. I still have Brazil on 4K Blu-ray. Like I watched like half of it, and the visuals are stunning. Haven't been able to do a 4K Blu-ray review for that yet. Nightmare Alley, that's one that I cannot wait. And Edward Scissorhands, like that 4K went up and down yesterday. Can't wait for that on 4K Blu-ray as well. So many great 4K Blu-rays coming out. Goodfellas dinner scene in prison, that's a great one. There's a lot of great. I mean, I guess you don't count the scene in the middle of the night with Tommy's mom as a dinner scene. I guess that's like a snacking scene, even though she lays out this beautiful spread for them. What do you call that? What is that? His hand, his paw, his hoof. Oh yeah, ma, his hoof. What's with the painting? I like that. One guy's going this way and the other one's going that way. It's weird that Only Groove has been good price on Meet the Parents 4K. It is, and I have you guys checked that out? I haven't heard anything. I'll just grab it there. Yeah, Groove is usually pretty good if it's a Universal and Warner Brothers release. They've been doing a lot more Shout Factory releases, which is a surprise. Actually, looked at Boogie Nights. Did get somewhat of an audio upgrade to DTS HD since the original Blu-ray only had Dolby True HD 5.1. So yeah, so Paramount loves to reuse those Dolby True HD 5.1s. They're the kings of that. So that is getting an upgrade. I appreciate that. Letting me know that, Ian. Thank you. So hopefully, again, guys, fingers crossed on freaking Boogie Nights that everyone's able to at least get their standard releases. I thought that I'd be able to get the 4K Steelbook, no problem. I just want to make sure I get that standard release. I'm not paying extra for it, though. I am also excited for the guy. Such an underrated movie, emotional film, the Liam Neeson's best. Yeah, it really is. Like, it just came out at the wrong time. They just assumed there's going to be Liam Neeson shit. Looks like someone we know. How dare, who he's trying to say? Figure it's cigarette smoking scene or smoking characters. Yeah, smoking in movies has always looked really cool. Makes you want to do it. I always think of Ghostbusters. Everyone's always smoking. Dan Aykroyd smoking. I mean, if you want to like go coolest, I mean, the best smoker in film history is in Goodfellas, and it's Jimmy fucking Conway, Robert De Niro's character. Like, him smoking the way he's got it, it just looks very natural. And he asked about that, like how he actually smoked. And, he looks like a very natural smoker. How the Hannibal dinner scene. You could also say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre dinner scene's iconic, right? Basic Instinct. Oh, well, of course. Like, there's a lot of good in that. Watch Brazil 4K just the other night. Outstanding, right? That 4K Blu-ray is amazing. I have to make a 4K review just to tell you guys about the I know it's came out in June. I literally pre-ordered that to review it here on the channel, but sometimes I get a little overexerted. I can't put out 4K Blu-ray reviews every day, just not enough time in the day. But I do feel like some of these do deserve full 4K Blu-ray reviews and deserve the full 4K Blu-ray treatment. So I got to acknowledge them, but I'm glad that you enjoyed that Brazil 4K Blu-ray as well. That is a fantastic film. If you guys haven't seen that, like, one of Terry Gilliam's best films. And I'm like thinking like maybe now I'll just wait till Christmas because it's kind of a Christmas movie, like an alternate Christmas movie, kind of like Catch Me If You Can. It's got a Christmas scene in there, but I mean it's more about bureaucratic bullshit than anything. But still, I love Brazil. I am very excited for Marty Supreme's Stacy. I heard a lot of great things about that coming out of the festivals. I would love one day to get invited to festivals and do reviews of that kind of stuff. I'll probably have to pay for it one day and just do it like it's a dream of mine. Like it's a dream of mine to live in LA. I was looking, me and the wife yesterday, we were looking at apartment, like buying a condo in Los Angeles, selling our house here because we can get a lot more than we bought our house for, just because the market's kind of in the seller's favor right now, as I'm sure you've all heard. And moving out there just because I feel like I miss out. I think you, Ian, were talking about how you could go and like see directors, like do Q&As, and like they do screenings of all classic films. Like here in New York, like I just got AMC, like on Long Island especially. That's like all I got. So I'm always jealous of people who live in LA, and it's like, is it worth it? It's just, where I live right now, it's perfect for my dogs, and my dogs mean more to me than anything. So after hearing the reactions from the New York Film Festival for Marty Supreme, I can't wait to watch it. And it's funny that like both Safdie brothers had a movie come out this year. I haven't seen The Smashing Machine yet. I can't wait to finally see that in theaters, or at least at home. I'll definitely see The Smashing Machine. I just feel like I should support a small film like that. It had like a $70 million budget and Benny Safdie, but to hear that like both Safdie brothers have like good sports films come out this year, it's so funny. Like, they did a great sports film, one of the greatest of all time, and Uncut Gems together. So it's pretty cool to see them like doing this. What's up with the obsession with Boogie Nights? LOL. Insomniac. Yeah, Boogie Nights is just an all-time great film. I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, you might not be a huge fan of it, but that's my favorite PTA movie. I love Boogie Nights. I get like if like, I get the knock against it. It's like basically PTA's Goodfellas, but huge fan of Boogie Nights. But I think I don't know. Maybe you're not a huge fan of it. I can understand that. I can appreciate that. Not everybody is, but I'm a big Boogie Nights guy. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. I unfortunately missed it since I was at New York Film Festival last week. Ian, man, I'm jealous. You make me very jealous, buddy. I wish I could have gone. Lived in LA for 17, a movie lover's paradise. You won't regret it. That's the thing. Like I feel like as a movie lover, I'm really missing out sometimes here on Long Island. I really go back and forth like with finances. Like I know it's very expensive to live out in California, and how dog friendly are like these kinds of places. Like I don't have little dogs. I have big dogs, and I like that. I like having big dogs because I feel like most people don't give the love to the big dogs because like they're scared of them. So for me, I'm not. I'll get the biggest dogs and give them all the love they need. So for me, I sacrifice a little bit of my film love to make sure that my dogs have like a big backyard and kind of stuff. And sometimes it kind of sucks, but I do miss, like, I feel like I miss out on like living in LA with the real film fans and everything like that. I've never seen it. LOL, it just didn't appeal to me. I think you should give it a try. Insomniac. I think you would really like it if you like Goodfellas. Like, I get the subject matter. Like, I used to have to explain this to a lot of people. Like when it came to The Social Network. Like people really couldn't get over the fact that that movie is based on Facebook. They really couldn't jump over. Like there's so many people I know who'd be like, "Oh, the Facebook movie. Why would I want to watch that?" I'd be like, "Well, it's directed by David Fincher. It's just a really well made, interesting movie. You might not like the subject. I get like the subject might not be completely interesting, but I think the film is good enough that you'll appreciate it at least." Are you thinking of moving to the West Coast, John? You should bring your dogs down south to the open range mountains. Like I'm a real conflicted person because like I'm an extreme introvert as well. Like I do the YouTube thing, so you might think like I'm like this extremely like outgoing person, but I like to be alone more than anything. Like as weird as that might be, like I'm somebody who likes to go to the movies alone. I just feel like I am missing out on like seeing all these great movies in theaters, like the theatrical experience. Like to me, even though I love physical media, I love the home theater, going to the movies is still the most special thing in the world to me, and I never want to lose that experience just because it's just still the only time I think I can fully like lock in and like escape the reality of the world and lock in on a movie for a certain amount of time. So, but then it's also like I do kind of, if I can create the ultimate home theater, I don't have to even experience that. I just feel like I'm missing out sometimes on all these like awesome stuff that they do in theaters. It just doesn't have the same thing at home. It's a big investment, but the New York Film Festival is worth going. See, I should do that one. I got to do that one time and do that because I'm very jealous that you got to do that. Boogie Nights is my top 20 favorite movie of all time, but so is Magnolia. PTA is awesome. Yeah, I'm a big PTA guy as well. If you saw my list that I did yesterday, I ranked it. I had Magnolia pretty low. I am due for a rewatch of that. Hopefully, Boogie Nights sells pretty well on 4K, and then you know what, we'll get that Magnolia 4K Blu-ray eventually. I can see that coming from the Criterion Collection though. Feels like the Criterion Collection type of movie. Never seen Social Network. I thought I've been though I've been meaning to. That is a great movie. I'm in the mood. That kind of always felt like a fall movie to me. Probably because like it was one of the big front runners for Best Picture in 2010. Lost, I believe, to the King's Speech, which is still crazy to me because Social Network is such a better movie. The money you'll be spending to live in LA to watch movies, you will have no money for 4Ks. That's the thing, right? How do you how close are you to a theater? What does it cost? We a couple dozen, and then one more in the city is obviously more expensive, but we get tickets at some theaters for around $10. So I live close to a movie theater itself. Like there's a small local like family owned theater, like about 10 theaters, like a Cineplex in a shopping center, about 5 minutes away from my house. I can go to it anytime. The problem is that theater, the inside, those theaters have been the same my entire life, and they are way shittier than any movie I could watch at home. Like the quality of my home theater is 10 times better than that movie theater. Now, I live about 20 minutes away from an AMC where I can watch a movie in Dolby Cinemas and in IMAX. So I'm not somebody who's like, fiending for a theater. Like I have a prime theater near me, and it's just that they don't put like those throwback movies in theaters as much here, or if they do, they don't put them in Dolby Theater or in IMAX because their standard theaters, again, don't really match up to like the quality of the IMAX and of the Dolby, and also like to a home theater. So I saw Batman 89 in one of their standard theaters in 2019 for the re-release, but then I saw it in Dolby theaters this year, and it was just a night and day difference. So, and I also pay for the AMC A-list pass, so that's like $25 a month, which is kind of worth it because if you're just going to be buying a ticket to a movie, it's about $25 for a Dolby or IMAX ticket here. So as long as you're going to see 2 movies a month, it's 100% worth it. Just the AMC Stubs Pass. So me and my wife both have that, and that's how we go. And I will at least go to the movies. I try and go at least once a week till I justify that. But yeah, it's still pretty expensive to go to an AMC. We also have a Regal not too far away, but the AMC is the one that they really is the most updated, at least by me. The actual theaters in the city, which is about an hour and a half away, they are much nicer than what we got out here where I live on Long Island. City of Angels. I don't find it to be, but I'll allow that some nice folks there. Well, that's the thing. I've heard New York's not really filled with some of the nicest people either. So it's not like I'm not used to assholes. Like I'm pretty sure like the South and Middle America, that's where all the nice, friendly people are. I watched the live in around LA to talk about the tickets being around 25 and you pay for the 25 parking. Well, that's one good thing. We don't pay for parking or anything out here. I can pull right up. Like I park my car at like right outside, like where the IMAX theater lets out, so I could just literally walk out, get in my car, and leave. So I have some things that I'm fortunate for. I got to be thankful for. I do own a house on Long Island, which is not easy to do, and I don't live that far from a theater. So me complaining, it's just like I just feel like as a movie fan, I'm missing out on certain amenities. Like I should still be very thankful for like what I have because I am able to pay for the things I have. So I shouldn't complain too much. I'm aware of that. I just feel like as a movie fan, sometimes missing out on certain things. Like one day I would like to have them. Yeah, I'm literally rock throw from a mom and pop theater, but being enthusiast, my home theater is just better. And that's the thing. Like, it's like, do you want to like go to the movie theater, spend that money at like a mom and pop theater when like your home theater is actually like that much better? Like there's like times where going to an IMAX or Dolby theater, there's no comparison. It's just like you're getting that gigantic screen with the best sound system. It's hard to replicate that at home. You get there pretty close with some stuff like modern 4K Blu-ray releases, mainly with older films, like because they're not going to always put those re-released in theaters. Like where that like lately they've been getting a little bit better with putting them in theaters, but they don't necessarily re-release them in the 4K Blu-ray format or anything like that. Oh, I'm not talking about you complaining. I was just saying if you move to LA, it's worse. LOL. Oh no, I know. I'm just trying to like be honest. Like I don't want to like sound like somebody who's like bitching, like first world problems. It's like my wife like a couple weeks ago said to me like when my Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Blu-ray collection got delayed, like I'm like kind of bitching about it. Like I pre-ordered this, it's not coming till Friday, and she's like, yeah, but at least you're still getting it. Like it just got delayed 2 days. You're still getting this like premium product. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like I shouldn't be bitching about something like that. I just, got to put things in perspective sometimes. You know, we all like, or at least are fortunate enough that we can afford these things. Not everybody can even afford these kinds of things. So I got to be like thankful sometimes that I'm lucky enough to like have certain things that other people wouldn't even have. Be grateful for what you have, kind of deal. And I got to think about that sometimes. But guys, I gotta admit, like these Wednesday night shows got a lot of people watching. I really want to thank all you guys so much. All you guys for popping in here tonight. Really do appreciate that. You guys are all great. I've said it a billion times. I'll say it again. I have some of the greatest people who watch this channel, like Insomniac, by the way, who's a friend of the channel, literally pays for it. That just made prepared given to wives. LOL. Oh yeah, well, you know how they can be. I gotta still treat her. She's a very smart lady, and I respect her opinion. And of course, this is on the internet, so she can hear that. Everybody else heard that, right? But I just want to thank you guys all so much. I love the live shows, the physical media knows. I appreciate that so much, Ian. I appreciate that. Appreciate you saying that, buddy. Sounds like my wife or Faith is similar. LOL. I think all of the physical media lovers' wives are similar in some sense, right? But yeah, I just want to thank all you guys so much before I get out of here. I really appreciate you guys all so much. Truly, not just all the channel members, but thank you to all my friends of the channel, my channel producers, my channel directors, and my channel bankroll member, Mr. Smelly Potato. Special thanks to all you, but thank you to everybody who just tunes in and listens to me talk about movies and physical media. Like, truly appreciate that. I know I'm the most emotional guy, and it's hard for me to say those things. Support group is on Friday. Yeah, they meet and they just bitch about us for an hour. They got to get it out somewhere because they know that we're not going to stop. And like, I think my wife this month is going to kill me. So if I don't make it to November, I apologize, guys. I took some gambles on some physical media and hoping that they make it through the door. We'll have to wait and see. So if I'm not here next Thursday or the Thursday after, or well, it's Wednesday. What am I freaking saying? Keep thinking it's Thursday. But anyway, before I keep rambling and rambling on, have a great night, guys. We're here next Wednesday at 6:45. Plenty of 4K Blu-ray reviews coming your way for the rest of the week. And of course, next Tuesday will be the Let's Talk morning show live as well. I'll be seeing you guys around. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekends. And you know what? Just get out there and buy some physical media, right? And watch some movies. I'll find your body. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. You have fucking Christ. You see that, guys? It's right there. You got her name. That's the one.